Hello, everybody. I wanted to write all this stuff about liberty and natural horsemanship and pressure and release and escalating pressure and tell this story. And the more I tried to write it, the more frustrated I got. So I just decided I'm going to hop on here and just talk to you. So I don't know who is going to listen to my ramblings this morning. If anybody actually is tuning in, hi, thank you for being here. I have been writing a lot about open space liberty and natural horsemanship and pressure and release and clicker training and all the weird and wonderful ways that my horsemanship journey has changed me. So, believe it or not, the horse that I've had the longest is the horse that stays with me the least when there is no fence to help. That is Kai. He's in the middle with his yellow bucket. And I'll tell you that when I first got him, I always wanted to do liberty. It was my dream. I started doing the very, I would say, typical natural horsemanship advice, which was unfortunately a lot of round pen stuff and a lot of, in Parelli speak, if the horse is leaving, Parelli speak is, let me help you with your idea. Let me help you leave. And what that created was making Kai feel like he had no other option except come back to me, which was well and fine as long as there's a fence. And then as soon as I tried to do it on the beach, I had nothing left. Genuinely nothing left with him. And I see kind of the connection. Every time I sent him away, I had less and less connection left. Basically, all of the draw was getting severed. And this was about 7 years ago, and I'm still working on figuring out how to make it up to him with enough skill. He's elevating my skill to be something enough that he trusts to stay. And the babies I got after him, and I never encountered that same problem. So I'll tell you what I did differently. I had this one experience that sticks in my mind forever. I was lucky enough to be doing an internship at David Litchman's place, and I was watching him work his horses at Liberty in the arena, and one of his horses just came over to nudge at me and hang out with me, and I went to send that horse back to David. And David told me, no, you get down off the fence and you lead him back to me. We do not send the horses away. And that changed my perspective completely, because I also remember loading the Liberty team up into his trailer, going to the fairgrounds. We didn't even bring our halters. We unloaded the horses at Liberty on the fairgrounds, and they went and they did their demo rehearsal just in the fairgrounds. It was incredible. So that was kind of a formative experience. This would have been roughly November in 2019. And then I got Orca in February of 2020, and then she shipped to me in June. And what I did with her differently was that I never, ever sent her away. And by that, I mean, if I wanted a bigger circle, I would give her a target to go around. So I was saying, can you go around that cone, rather than simply driving pressure until there was a distance. I believe those tiny details make a huge difference when you're trying to do liberty in an open space. And I think that what I did differently with Kai versus the two girls was that I never put them into a flight state where they just, the more they run, the less they think. And the less they think, the less draw you have. And the relationship continues to sever. And I found that it is difficult to put it back together once you have severed it. I'm definitely not a pressure-free trainer. I'm very much in my roots with natural horsemanship. And I'm not an escalating pressure-free trainer either. And the reason that I do open space liberty like this is to ask my horses how they feel about everything that we do. Because it's about 5 kilometers to get home. They know exactly how to get home. And the feedback that they have given me over the last couple of years of working with them like this has taught me an enormous amount on how to appropriately use both pressure and release and positive reinforcement. This will probably be a topic for another time, but fluctuating pressure is different from escalating pressure, and it gives the horse more feedback about what they're doing. It's significantly more refined rather than the dumbed down version that's going around of using simply non-escalating pressure. And yes, I'm being super particular with this, and I had a conversation with someone who recently told me not all problems need to be solved, Ada, and some things you can just let be. But I truly feel that I haven't learned everything that I want to learn from this situation yet. I'm definitely not as skilled as I wish to be yet. And questions like this get me out of bed in the morning. That's pretty much what gets me moving and thinking and trying. And if I get into that sort of trap of let me just leave it, I think I would get burnt out from pursuing horsemanship. I would say that the difference between escalating pressure and fluctuating pressure is that escalating pressure has this ask, tell, demand attitude. And it's all about building more response in the horse, making the horse sharper, and basically more attentive to the trainer at the cost of possibly trust and relaxation. Versus when you use fluctuating pressure and you're aware of their emotional state, you're able to give the horse real-time feedback about how they're doing. And this is micro releases. It's definitely more evolved than a hot-cold game. And horses actually become more relaxed and more trusting, I found, when I play with them like this. And when I teach this to my students' horses, it works out exceptionally well. I just had osteo for my wrist, and I've had a very peaceful couple of days. And this weekend, I get to participate in a clinic with Pippa, and she's coming to the Maritimes, and that has been pretty much the excitement of the year for me. I can't wait to meet her. So that is how I'm doing, and if you're still listening to my rambling, I thank you deeply for being here, and I wish you a fabulous rest of your day.